Greetings. In this video, I'm going to discuss body control. Now, what I mean by that is staying in control of your body's movements while you're playing music. This is surprisingly difficult, and I would encourage you to get a mirror and look at it while you play through pieces that you know. I know that can be hard because you want to look at the fingerings. In my opinion, you should learn all the fingerings to the point where you don't actually need to look at the guitar. But that's, something I'm not going to officially teach because it's super divisive and everyone has a different opinion. But I will say that we often have little movements we're not even aware of until we actually see it. I might make a little scrunch in my face when I get to a hard passage, and I might not notice until I literally see it happen. I've had people say that I do something, and I literally don't feel it until I see myself do it. And then I'm like, oh, dang it, they were so right. And it's very humbling. It's very frustrating, and it can be very, very hard to correct because you barely feel these things and you do them so automatically. One that I'm tempted to do a lot is scrunch my toes, which people wouldn't even see. But if you have the control to not do that and really relax your body, I really think that's a better way of playing. Some of them are really obvious and some of them aren't obvious. I think just to have absolute control is best, but I'm willing to concede that if no one can see it, then it may not matter, but I think it does. That being said, foot tapping is a really bad one. We want to keep the beat, and especially in acoustic guitar, people are trying to keep track of what the timing is, but you should internalize it. If you practice something to a metronome enough, it's going to really drill that beat into your brain, and then your hands just sort of know what to do and do the movements in coordination with the correct beat without you having to tap your foot. I heard a story about a guy who would play upright bass, and he would tap his foot, and as his foot would get tired and slow down, his beat would slow down. And we don't want to connect our brain to things that aren't relevant to the task, because that's really what's happening is our brain is building pathways, and when you do two things at once, our brain wants to connect those things. And when you've got things that are connected that shouldn't be, for example, I scrunch my face when I have a leap on the guitar or something like that. That's horrible because it just becomes so automatic that it's really hard to not do it. And then, you start scrunching your face and other times too. And it's really bad. I remember seeing a professional performance and this violinist was being spotlighted and she would go and do the like buck teeth, suck air through my front teeth and scrunch my eyes. She did it all the time and it sounded really bad. And I don't know why she was still doing it when she's playing on a professional level, but these things slip through, and we need to be humble enough to take the input. We need to play in front of people we trust who can give us the constructive criticism that, hey, you're moving around too much and you're missing the guitar, or you're making a funny face, or you breathe really sharply when you come up to any fast passage, and take the criticism and work on it. If you can get that kind of control over your body, I really think the best thing to do is to get to the point where you can play something like you're a machine and you just barely move. And once you can do that, then you let yourself start to sway and play with it and be expressive. But the thing with that is you're choosing to be expressive rather than having your body control you and needing to do that in order to play the musical gestures. If you can control the musical gestures and play it very musically while you're just completely in control, then by all means, move around a bit. But if you can't, then I would strive to get that control to where you can play pretty rigidly and then take a step back and let yourself have that flexibility. It's really, I don't know, you can really tell when someone's playing the instrument and you can tell when someone's being played by the instrument, if you catch what I mean by that. Thank you for watching, and I hope this is helpful.